Hey guys, Sam from Manfa's Makes. How are you all? Welcome back to all my returners and hi to any newbies. It is so great to have you here. Please do stick around a while. And if you like what you see, give me a thumbie. They are free. So you have clicked on a Monday. And I have decided to start another of my 24 goals for 2024. And that is to actually start making things from all of the magazines that I have. Now, if you have been here a while, you will know that last year I did a regular segment on a Monday called Magazine Monday, and that is where I showcased my entire collection of crochet magazines and the patterns within, but I had never actually made anything from them, and I decided that for one of my goals this year, I need to do something about that. What is the point of having all those wonderful patterns if I'm not going to start making them? So I endeavour to change that this year. So a couple of days ago, I decided to go through those magazines again and pick something to make for myself, because a lot of the time I either make stuff for the channel or I make stuff for other people. Yes, I do make things for myself, but not as often as sometimes maybe I should. So I was flicking through all of these magazines and I decided that I would start off with a smaller project and build myself up to bigger projects as the year goes by. So I picked a pattern from issue 69 of Simply Crochet. Like I said, there is the Magazine Monday playlist. I will link that down in the description box if you want a full look at this magazine. And I decided to make, let me get to the page. I decided to make this lovely little cowl. Now, I'm not one for hats, scarves, gloves, anything like that, but this winter it has been exceptionally cold at points, and I thought, you know what, I might be more inclined to keep myself warm if I make these things for myself, because I'm going to want to show it off. This is the Easy Ombre cowl. This is what it looks like on the lovely model. And of course it's called the ombre cowl because she used an ombre yarn. Now I haven't gone for the ombre effect, so mine is not an ombre cowl, it is just a cowl. But by placing some really basic stitches in this pattern, it creates a really beautiful decorative cowl to wear. Now they used a 2-weight yarn, a sock weight yarn, and they used a 3mm hook. Now, I am renowned to be a very tight stitcher, so I have learnt to my detriment a lot over the last couple of years that I should always size up my hooks on whatever pattern I am recreating. So I actually decided to go up to a 4mm. This is my 4mm dots. And it is working out quite nicely. I then had to go digging in my stash to find a 2-weight yarn, which I do have some very pretty 2-weight yarns. And I decided to use my favourite colour, which is pink. Well, it's rainbow, then it's pink. But I decided on pink, and I decided to use the Twister Solid from Hobie. Now, this was gifted to me in Happy Mail. It is 55% cotton and 45% acrylic, because I thought if it's chilly, I can have it up against my neck, under my sweater or under my coat, and it still give me an extra layer of warmth around my neck. But also, as we're going into spring and some of those summer evenings that get a little bit of a breeze or a chill to them, with the cotton, it's going to be a nice material just for that extra little something, even in slightly warmer temperatures. So that was my theory behind the cotton acrylic blend. Now, like I said, it is 55% cotton and 45% acrylic. They are 100-gram cakes or 3.5 ounces. There is 400 meters or 437 yards. They recommend a 3 to a 4 millimeter knitting needle and a 3.5 to a 4 millimeter hook. So I have hit the recommended hook size. It's a 2 fine weight. You can wash up to 40 degrees Celsius. You can iron. Do not tumble. Do not bleach. Dry clean using P. Lay flat to dry. Made with love in Turkey. And this particular colour is 135. Because we all know that the lovely people at Hobie don't put the colour names on their ball bands. But there are colour names on their website. And I didn't remember to check that out for you. So my apologies for that. And the cowl does look different when it's made in all one solid colour. But the beauty of this pattern is there is such a variety of stitches that you can still see the pattern even in the solid. You don't need that ombre necessarily to make it an eye-catching piece. Now, I didn't quite get it finished for you today, but that's absolutely fine because I've done enough to be able to show you how it's working up, how it looks, stitch definition, things like that. And it then means that whenever I do the magazine make segment, oh my goodness, I need to put my teeth back in. The magazine makes segment next month, I can show you this one completed and then show you the next one that I have chosen, whether it's only started or completed. And we'll just keep it rolling like that. So yes, obviously, because Simply Crochet Magazine is a UK publication, the pattern is in UK terms. So I have had to do a little bit of conversion because even though I'm from the UK, I prefer the American terminology, the USA terms. And it is working up really, really lovely. And if you are not familiar with the Twister Solid from Hobie, it is a really nice, soft cotton acrylic blend. It is really lovely. Definitely will have no issues with it up against my neck. I do suffer with sensitive skin issues, and I can get very irritated, especially if I get hot. So if I was to wear wool, for example, against my neck, I would be very itchy and uncomfortable, and it wouldn't be great for me. So that is another reason why I chose to go with this yarn. Plus, with the cotton in it, it is breathable. So even if I do get a little bit warm, it will enable, you know, the air to still flow and circulate. And it's not super lacy, but it's lacy enough. So you start with the top of the cowl and work down. So where I began is actually the top of the cowl, and I will end at the bottom of the cowl. And amazingly, and this doesn't happen for Manfa very often, I had to chain a certain number of chains, and then I had to join the chain into a circle with a slip stitch. Now you can bet your bottom dollar that every time Manfa tries to do that, she ends up twisting it and it not being a nice round circle to put the rest of my stitches in. But for some amazing reason, it worked first time. I didn't twist it, so that really, really encouraged me to crack on with the rest of the pattern. And it really is quite beautiful, guys. As you can see, there are some shell stitches there at the top. When you finish with the shell stitches, you work into the back loop, which leaves this lovely little defining ridge. And then we did some normal doubles and some front posts there for that section. And now I have just got into the third section where I'm doing cross doubles. So if I actually flip it up the way that I'm working, you might be able to see that a little bit better. They are crossed doubles there at the top, but it's really lovely. It's got some really nice texture, and even with it being just one solid colour, the stitch definition with this yarn is really super lovely as well. And because I went up to a 4, it is really nice and drapey and airy. So when I have finished stitching on this project, I will turn it the other way around to wear it. I will just pop on what I've done so far to give you an idea of how it will look when it is completed. And obviously with the Hobie Twister you do get that lovely little centre pull tab, which makes it really lovely to start your project. So let me just tuck that down inside. And obviously I'm still attached, guys, so ignore this, but that is because I haven't yet finished making it. And as you can see, it's not super tight up against my neck, making me feel strangled, because that's another thing with me. I really don't like too much around my neck. I feel like I'm being strangled or choked. So you'd never find me in a turtleneck jumper or anything that's super, you know, clingy up here. But it's going to be big enough that if it's cold, I can kind of like, you know, bunch it right up and even cover the bottom of my nose if I want to. But it's got enough drape and enough room for it to be not sat really snug up against my neck, which is really nice. And also, it's not overly baggy where you think, well, what's the point in even putting it around your neck? Because there are some giant cowls out there that you kind of think, well, what purpose does it serve other than decoration? So if you can imagine, you know, I can zhuzh it and make it lie and sit fancy however I want. And with the right outfit, it could look really quite pretty. So that's where we're at the moment, guys. So I am currently on round 23 and there are 46 in total. So I am exactly halfway. We are at the halfway point, which means there is just enough for you to be able to see the beautiful stitching and the beautiful design of this cowl. And obviously, you know, looking at the one that the model's wearing, it would look super lovely in an ombre or striped yarn as well. But I just went solid because pink is my favourite, and I wear a lot of blue jeans and tops and hoodies and things. And I think this shade of pink in particular, it's not quite accurate. It is more... no, it's not accurate at all, but it is a nice shade of pink that should go with most things. Obviously, I wouldn't wear it with, say, a lime green or a bright orange, for example, but most of my wardrobe it will go with. So it suits my needs and my tastes. It's a really nice, simple pattern that I am enjoying working up. It is something for myself, so I'm taking a selfish, and it's just really nice knowing that all of that wonderful wealth of resource I've got up there in all those magazines are finally getting utilised. So yeah, it ticks all the boxes for me. And it's also making my little brain think when I'm converting between the UK and the US stitches as well. So don't get me wrong, I've had to frog a couple of times because I see double crochet in the pattern and I go for the US double crochet. But of course, the US double crochet, the UK double crochet is actually a single. So it's completely the wrong stitch. So it has caught me out a little bit, but yeah, it's really been enjoyable, and it's a nice little segment that I can now bring to you. And I'm only going to do it once a month because I don't want to put too much pressure on myself. I don't want to come bursting out of the gates, say I'm going to do one a week, because that is unrealistic. And I have felt in the last year or so that I put too much pressure on myself, either to have enough to show you guys or to get involved in all the cowls and the mals and, you know, the collaborations that are going on. And actually, I'm being a little bit more mindful about what I'm crocheting this year. I'm only going to crochet something that serves a purpose for myself or others within my family or the home, or if it's something that I can gift on to someone that I know will love it, so that I don't have totes and totes of lovely homemade handcrafted items just sitting there not getting the love or not getting the use that they deserve to have. So this also will count for Stash Down 2024, but I am not going to include it in January's Stash Down because I am only going to include finished objects in my Stash Down totals. So this will probably go into February's Stash Down figures, but that's fine because over the course of the year, everything will be collated at some point and it all counts at the end. So yes, there is my beautiful little cowl, and I am pleased as punch with it. So I hope this has inspired you to maybe think outside of the box with different fibres, maybe realising that it's okay to change the hook size in a pattern to suit your needs more. And that, you know, if you yourself have a stash of patterns that haven't really felt any love and have been neglected, maybe you could dig through your stash and find something that you want to make for yourself just as a little treat. So yeah, I am seeing this as my self-care item for the month, so that when it's chilly I can pop it on under my outfit and give myself a little extra layer of warmth that I wouldn't normally have. So yeah, that's the first ever magazine makes, and I'm using my patterns. I'm loving diving into my stash and seeing what I can use for these things, and I'm liking that I'm actually making something for me for a change. So I hope this has been inspiring to you. I hope you know, come away thinking, you know what, Manfa's got a point. It doesn't have to be a huge project. It can just be a little something, but why not? Treat yourself. It's what you've got your stash for. It's what you've got your patterns for. So actually dig them out and get them used. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I will come back next month with another magazine make for you. No, I have not picked it yet. No, I do not know what it will be, but we are going to start off small and build ourselves up gradually, because obviously, you know, blankets, afghans, big wearables are going to take longer than a month to complete. And I didn't actually start this until practically the end of January anyway. So if I had started at the beginning of January, it would be done. It would be an FO to show you. But I kind of left it a little bit late into the game of January. But it's fine. It will get done when it gets done. I will enjoy it when it is finished. And I will have a lovely little lacy, lightweight cowl just to give me that little extra around my neck on chilly days or evenings. So it's a win-win for me. So guys, I'm going to leave it there. Please do come back tomorrow, because tomorrow will be my first official Stash Down 2024 video, and I will be able to let you know exactly how much of my stash I have actually got through. So come back tomorrow for that. And then on Wednesday, it is my progress video for my Impkins. So yes, another couple of exciting and interesting videos coming your way this week. I really do appreciate your time, but I'm going to let you get back to what you were doing. So until I see you then, stay safe, be kind, look after one another, get some good quality time in with your loved ones, and get some good quality crafting time in. I will see you in the next one, or around the YouTube streets. Bye guys, love ya.